with Care, and I'm so happy to be here today. It's been a wonderful day at this convention. It's actually my first time ever attending this convention as well, and it's just great to be surrounded by such dedicated and passionate individuals for our self-determination program. I wanted to start out with a little bit about who I am and how Connections with Care came to be. When I was at a really young age, 19 years old, I gave birth to an adorable little girl named Emma. Emma was born with a chromosome abnormality, which led to some severe disabilities for her life. I remember taking her to doctor's appointments, and we would see doctors and specialists or to the regional center meetings, and I was so young. People would stop and look at me and just couldn't believe I was so young, standing there with my daughter, with these disabilities and having no idea how to navigate the system, having no idea what was available to her at all, absolutely none. So today, Emma is 32 years old, and since the day she's been born, I've been navigating what I call the system, what I just said. That's exactly what it is. All the different organizations, services, and supports that are available at all the various stages of her life. So my goal has always been to help Emma to live as independently as possible, and to keep an eye on long-term sustainability. Sustainability is really important to me, especially for when I'm no longer able to be here as her primary support. And then years ago, I became a certified life coach for clients with special needs. Not long after that is when the self-determination program opened up outside of the lottery system, meaning anybody in the regional center could get into the program. So it was great timing for me, because at that point, it couldn't have been actually better timing. My daughter was living in her own apartment with 24-hour care through a supported living agency that was vended with the regional center. And we had been really trying to make it work with them for about 3 years, but it had become pretty evident that it just wasn't meeting her needs. So when I learned about self-determination, it felt like a whole new world had opened up to her. It offered flexibility, creativity, and most importantly, the ability to hire quality staff at competitive wages. Before that was a huge game changer. Prior to that, the caregivers provided through the agency were often undertrained and underpaid, which had a direct impact on my daughter's care. With self-determination, I finally saw a path forward where she could continue to live in a community supported by people who truly cared and could be fairly compensated for their work. So it was a win-win for everyone. Since then, my daughter has a care team working in her home that is dedicated to her living a life I've always hoped for her. The relief this brings me every day is one that I can't help not share with others. That's why I do what I do. If you asked me 10 years ago, I wouldn't have had any idea what was going to be available at her age, the age she is now. What options there were, I probably would have told you, she's gonna live with me, I'm gonna be her main caregiver until the wheels come off, literally. And so I had literally no plan. Self-determination gives hope to so many I speak to, and I share my story of possibilities and sustainability for their child's future. At the same time, I became certified to be an independent facilitator around that same time. And from the beginning, I knew that I didn't want to just enroll clients in self-determination, but I wanted to work with them through the entire process, helping them create and implement their plans so that I could see real results along with them. That's where my joy comes from, seeing self-determination work, seeing people's lives change for the better. Recognizing the significant need for support among families and participants in the program, Connections with Care has expanded to include a team of expert facilitators who are sharing the same passion and commitment to making a difference. I have some of them here with me, and I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So I really appreciate it. And over the past 5 years, my team and I have successfully enrolled hundreds of clients in the self-determination program within the San Diego area and assisted them to access services that they didn't even know were available. The majority of these participants have continued working with us throughout their self-determination journey. One of the biggest challenges families face is that there's no clear roadmap. There's no single guide that shows them what they can ask for or how to navigate the complex system. This is something that we love doing. We love advocating for our families, helping them understand their rights, connecting them with services that they need but haven't been able to access due to possible gaps in the regional center or a lack of vendor providers. And that's usually what it is. There's just not enough to go around. So I wanted to add this because it's something I hear from families all the time. What's going to happen to my child in the future? The question is always there, quietly present in the background of everything we do as parents. And for many of us, it's our biggest concern. As parents, we often find ourselves so consumed with just getting through the everyday, managing our child's care, scheduling appointments, dealing with systems that aren't always easy to navigate, that thinking about the future can be really overwhelming. But it's also essential. Sustainability has to be part of our plan. We need to ask, how will my child live safely, happily, and with dignity when I'm no longer here to guide them? Another question I hear just as often is, where will we find the quality people to care for our children? How do you find them? This is where Connections with Care has truly spearheaded success. We let families know you are not in this alone. Our team supports participants by helping them identify and secure quality providers. Whether that's caregivers, community mentors, hobbies, volunteer opportunities, job coaches, or social supports. Our goal is to make sure that by the time someone's self-determination start date arrives, they already have a solid, well thought out plan. With providers who are not only experienced, but hand-picked from a trusted network that Connections with Care has built, and we continue to grow. We are proud of the relationships we've formed with providers who understand the work and share in the vision of independence and inclusion. One last question we hear often is, how will I do this on my own? It sounds like so much work. I already have so much on my plate, raising a child who has all of these needs. It's the most common question we hear. Well, at Connections with Care, we want you to know you're not doing this alone. We are not just consultants. We're an active, dedicated part of your circle of support. I often tell families and participants that I work with, view me as a personal assistant. View all of my team as that. We are someone who is here to walk beside you throughout your self-determination journey. Whether you need support daily, weekly, or monthly, we tailor our involvement to your needs. Our goal is to make this process manageable, successful, and empowering. Beyond day-to-day support, Connections with Care provides ongoing behind-the-scenes assistance to ensure everything is running smoothly. Each month, we collaborate closely with you on all FMS and budgeting matters. We make sure the vendors are being paid on time, and if there is an issue, we assist with resolving it quickly. We communicate directly with your FMS, so you don't have to, and if you want to, we assist you with that as well. We maintain strong relationships with the San Diego Regional Center, so we can stay current on policy changes, new directives, and deadlines. And all the time, we keep you informed, every step of the way, with all the new things, because it's constantly changing. We are here to lighten your load, simplify the process, and make sure your self-determination journey is supported at every turn. Connections with Care was born out of my own journey, but it continues to grow through the journey of all of the families that we work with. It's about building sustainable, meaningful support and doing it with heart. Thank you guys. Thanks for being